So next section will be life in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the most difficult adjustment for you?
School.
Mm-hmm.
School was a difficult adjustment for me because English was not my first language. So, and the people that you met in school all spoke English. There were some Latino kids, of course, that spoke Spanish, and there were quite a big population of Filipinos also, but mostly the Filipinos that I met were born and raised here, so they couldn't speak or understand Tagalog.
Oh, okay.
So although I knew how to speak English already, it was still tough to try and dig into some dictionary, in your brain to translate what you know in Tagalog into English so that you can communicate with other children in school. And finding a friend in school was tough also.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't take into, or there wasn't so much a welcoming for kids who are new, especially if you're kids from a foreign country who don't speak as well of an English language as
Mm-hmm.
they did. So back then, what I know now as a term bully, I didn't think that's what it was back then.
Oh, okay.
But there was that, and there's groups where people were, clique groups that they're popular groups didn't like so and so, because in the Philippines there may be groups that were not groups that just tend to be groups, nothing really to compete against the other in the same class.
Mm-hmm.
But and going to a Catholic school, there was only like one grade. So you're let's say you're grade 6, you only have, out of the entire school, the grade 6 group, or the children in grade 6, there's only as much as 30 people, maybe even less.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you can develop your friendship and get to know everyone. But when we came here, it was a big population for us, for each particular grade.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't understand the separations between different grades, why people can't be friends with one another, that type of deal.
So wait, what school was this?
I started Denman Middle School.
Oh, okay.
So when I started having friends, it was mostly with the same group of people that just came here from the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Were there different values between the Philippines and America?
I can't say that I've noticed it right away, but family values, relationship values, I think those are predominant in the Philippines. There's a camaraderie type of deal. There's when your neighbor is in need of help, I don't know, let's say taking care of one of your children while you go run an errand, you can always just knock at your neighbor's door and say, would you mind looking after my child while I just, run to the grocery or whatever. Here, you actually have to hire someone to do that and pay someone to do that, with monetary value. In the Philippines, it could be a barter trade, to where you can take care, if you can look after my child, is there anything I can pick up for you while I'm at the grocery store, or while I'm doing errands. But here, you have to find someone to pay, and most of the time it's not someone you know. So how do you trust someone with your child, kind of deal.
It's more welcoming in the Philippines.
It's more, yes, there's more of camaraderie, I would say, because your next door neighbor, your neighbor in front of who lives in front of your house, are all willing to help, all willing, and you know each other. You've known each other for some time. It's a town that your neighbor from 3 doors down would know what your schedule is, so that they would be able to keep an eye on your house, or keep an eye on your child, or an eye on whatever belonging you have. There's a trust. There's a trust system.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you experience any discrimination in school or anywhere?
The only thing I could really remember is not being accepted because I'm new. I don't speak English as well as the ones that are here, type of deal. So, am I discriminated upon because I'm Filipino? I don't know if that's what it is, but mostly because there's a language barrier. You can't understand them fully, or they can't understand you, and the funny thing is, I think they make fun of your accent.
Yeah.
Yes, the accent, the Filipino or Tagalog accent is very hard. It comes out as hard English. So when I say, and we term things differently. So when someone wants to pick up someone, like for a ride, to give them a ride or whatever, there's a difference in the terminology to say, oh, I'm going to pick you up. But in the Philippines, they would say fetch. I will fetch you.
Okay.
Bathroom. Here is like you go to the bathroom. In the Philippines, your term would be comfort room. So if I were to ask my teacher to excuse myself to use the bathroom, in the beginning I was used to asking for where's the comfort room, and if it's okay for me to use the comfort room, to where I'm looked at, the teacher's perturbed. What is a comfort room? So yeah, but it's a quick learn for a child that's young. So
Okay.